Demetrius, you and your husband have two boys, and your youngest boy was dealing with sickle cell.
In a nutshell, it's a blood disease and
Mhm.
it's usually genetic and it just affects how your blood moves through your body. So most of us have cells that are smooth and just go through the body. But if you have cells that are jagged in any way or shaped in a different way, it'll cause pain. And they can gather up in certain places, mostly the joints, and then it causes pain, but it can also affect your organs as well.
He ended up having this whole bone marrow transplant to deal with the sickle cell.
He got to be about 9 years old and he, caught pneumonia, which for any other kid, kids get coughs all the time. So for him, it just went longer and stronger. So it started to damage, part of his lung. I think it was the left side.
And Shannon, your husband, was actually the bone marrow donor,
Mhm.
and that process was there. And so let's say we have this transplant, and Tyus is in the hospital, and then things didn't go just as smoothly as you planned.
Just like life starts to happen, things don't go as well as they should. A virus came in and it started everything that the procedure did, the virus started to roll it all back. So it was just like, hey, just gotta put into practice everything that you have been saying, learning, and doing since, well, coming to Christ, basically. Real and serious.
Mm.
I want to almost say like overnight, things just not going well, and then also getting to the point of hearing the doctor say, this is not looking good. Like my grandmother used to say, if you live long enough, you're gonna have some things to kind of happen. Music is a big part of, my life. And so I like a lot of worship music, just music in general. And
Mhm.
then but I like the lyrics of music. So in a lot of cases, I beforehand, and when I say beforehand, I may would say a decade beforehand. It kind of like was a thing for me to like read the lyrics of songs. I think that was my preparation.
Mhm.
Didn't even know it 10
Mhm.
years prior what I was going to be into.
Right.
So, a lot of the songs would just flood back to me and I would just repeat them, sing them. It was like encouraging my soul through this whole process. For a season, I'd hear the same song every single morning.
Hmm.
And the main part of the song was "You Make Me Brave, You Make Me Brave." And I
Mm.
told my coworker, I was like, "Gee, it's almost like God is trying to tell me to be brave about something."
But did
Mhm.
you ever find yourself, while being brave, did you ever find yourself still crying?
Oh, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Because
Okay.
you hold a lot of weight when you're talking to doctors and talking to your family, and you're getting phone calls and texts, and then it's like a buildup, and then the tears are just like the release. You're just kind of letting it just kinda wash out. You hear it, but you don't take it in like that is the final say, if that
Okay.
makes
Mhm.
any sense. It's like, okay, you're a doctor, you have to do what doctors do. Sometimes doctors give good news, sometimes doctors give not so good news. But for me and my family, it was like, okay, now I do what I do. I talk to, the ultimate doctor. I can't fault you for saying what you're saying because this is what you know, but I know
Mhm.
someone greater.
How long was Tyus in the hospital?
It was probably from like late January to end of July. And every morning, because we spent the night at the hospital with Tyus, so he never really had to spend that one night by himself.
Mhm.
We were just like the tag team. I would say that it was the getting up in the morning and taking a walk every morning before you talked to any doctors, before
Mhm.
there was breakfast. He was still asleep and I was up, and I just took a walk around the campus every morning, like I had a little meeting with God every morning.
Mhm.
So anytime we had something to happen that day that didn't look so good, it was like, "I already had a meeting with you this morning, Lord."
Right. Okay.
Like I could grab a hold of something because it was like rails,
Mhm.
when you're getting ready to fall, you just grab it. It's already there.
We're now on the other side of Tyus's healing, being free of sickle
Mhm.
cell. How
Right.
do you express that gratefulness? How do you express that praise to God?
You just have gratefulness over and over and over again, is that you do for others. There's been times where we've been able to encourage other families
Mhm.
and times where we've been able to give to other organizations. You don't even like have phrases. It's like you don't even have quite the English language
Mm.
to to say it all, but
Says that if I had 10,000 tongues, it would not be enough.
that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.